Alrighty, so this is yet another update. I think I'm on part 5 now of the spring development. This right here is my spring box. It's just a potable water tank. It's like a 45 or 55 gallon drum. I've got one of these right here is the inlet. I haven't measured how much water I'm getting yet. Looks like a decent amount. And I've also got this right here. It's pretty slow, but when it's downhill, it pushes out more. But I haven't quite decided what I'm gonna do with that yet. I think I might reduce it and put it in there, like, right next to it. Put like a real small pipe in. That right there is the overflow, which I've just got going back into the creek. I've got my electric pump in there. The electric pump just finished filling up the pressure tank underneath the house, and that's why you could see that trickling and hear it trickling. To go from 0 to 55 psi, which is a full tank under the house, that right there, the water level only dropped about 4 inches, and it is maybe 40 or 45 inches tall. It's like 3.5 feet or something like that. So I should have plenty of water in that for, whatever I want to use it for. This is, again, the spring box. I need to clean it out. I've got some leaves and stuff in there, but I can clean it out real quick. And I'm still kind of at the same stage I was last time with needing to put gravel in there. And I wanted to make sure that all of my overflow down there and all of my, outports and everything like that was, working right. The last thing I want to do is fill that thing with like 2 tons of gravel and then have to undo anything. I want to make sure it's absolutely perfect beforehand. So, like I said before, this extra one right here, whenever I cap it off, like I've got a cap right here, whenever I cap this thing off, the dam, or the water level right behind the dam over there, it rises, really quickly. So I need to be getting rid of some water, but then, of course, whenever I just let it flow out of that, it lowers pretty quickly, a little bit too quickly. So I want to maybe put like a reducing thing on it and put it in there, then maybe have another overflow or something, just get, the most out of my spring as I can. So this right here is constantly pushing in. You can see it moving if you look real closely. And this right here is constantly draining. So, and then of course when I'm done with the spring over there, the actual spring head, I will have a completely sealed system. I'm going to have like a, this came with like a screw-on lid, so I'll have that all, done up and everything. I'm actually really happy with how the intake and the overflow worked out. Right now, the way that this thing is set in there is like perfect. I might put some rocks down in there and put some clay and everything in there to kind of hold it in place, but I do want it to be removable in the future in case I ever have to like wash it out or something. But I really struggled for several hours trying to get this right. I had to like dig a little trench right here for the overflow, and I've got that like kind of somewhat buried in the creek. It's right there. But when I was digging this, water from the creek right here at my feet started pouring into my pit that I dug, and it, flooded like 2 or 3 times, and I had to scoop it all out with a 5-gallon bucket. It was a big pain in the butt, but finally I got this level just right to where this right here is pretty much perfectly even, and then it slowly goes downhill over here. And I mean, I've had this set up right here for several hours, and the water level is staying exactly where it is now. You can just kind of barely see it, like right on the rim right there. For several hours now, it's been exactly right there. So I know the import and the overflow is working perfectly. Of course, like I've been talking about earlier, I've got this extra little bit right here. I'll have to find something to do with that. But and again, the electric pump just filled the pressure tank from 0 to 55 psi, and it only dropped about 4 inches, so I've got plenty of water. So I'm real happy with how everything's going. And I guess that's it for now. I'll see you at the next update.